Better than ever.
Get busy in here, get busy in here. Yeah, my squad run deep. Yeah, we really in here. I swear whatever you want, you can get it in here. Comedy or the drama, it's a mixture in here. But you love it in here. Yeah, you love it in here. Got reviews up in here. We got stories in here. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit the bell. Oh yeah, 3 clicks like the shoes on Dorothy in here.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy BusyBlu, and I am back with another Belle Collective Season 2, Episode 1 recap and review. We're about to talk about this episode. We're about to talk about this new season. Carlos, and you know I love you down. Carlos, I've been following you for years, your trajectory. When I talk about people that I feel like if I wasn't working in the field that I'm working in, the field that I will work in is entertainment, behind the scenes, producing. And I always talk about wanting to be a Mona Scott Young and a Carlos King. I mean, in a in a conscious way, but wanting to do all of that. My thing is, Carlos, I don't like what you're doing to my show. Like, I know it's just season 2, but what is going on with it right now? I'm not really feeling. I didn't like the rebrand. Like, the rebrand was way too much, way too fast. It's giving basketball vibes. It's giving VH1 feels. I don't like the rebranding. And these new girls, I mean, we don't know them yet, so we still got to go into it. So we'll see. I still do all y'all 11 a winter DC review, so we'll get into that whenever whenever I want to read. That it was just triggering to watch 11 Marriage DC because they was gang banging. Shout out to Karen Huger. They was gang banging winter, and we don't love to see it. Like, we really don't like to see it, and it was a problem for me. It was really a problem for me. So I said, instead of rewatching that, I'm just gonna start with the Belle Collective. So y'all know I love the Belle Collective. I love a Southern Belle. I love a Southern Charm. I am torn in the middle of this crossroads between liking boss, women, black women who doing their thing, they making their money, they living it, or the housewife thing. Because I feel like I'm being force fed, and I feel like this is a black community thing. I'm being force fed black women working, entrepreneuring, doing all of that stuff. And I felt like when I first started watching Real Housewives, y'all remember even Nene had the little heel run. Like, I felt like those women they were just living rich, lavish lives. But then they also had like stuff that they were doing on the side that was philanthropic. And I miss that. I miss the philanthropy of it all. I'm raising money. Now I feel like every show that I watch, black women feel like they gotta work and do the most and do all, and it's really, I'm stuck in. I mean, do you? Like, I don't want black women to feel like I'm telling them to sit down and stay home and raise babies. But I feel like the shows that I like to watch are changing in that aspect. I don't watch the white ones, just don't. Sorry. So I don't know of their life of luxury, their life of luxury. I don't watch that. But it was so much fun to watch black rich people and black rich women just sitting down, spending money on bullshit, purses and bags and whatever, and buying and do new rings and doing philanthropic work. Now I feel like everybody feel like they gotta be a boss, and it's oversaturating all of the franchises, and I don't know if I want to watch it anymore. And I'm gonna be just very upfront with that. You can have one or two of the cast members, being that entrepreneur boss, be da da da. But then can we just get more Toyas? Shout out to Married to Medicine. And y'all, I'm gonna talk to you about this because I talked to Jolene about this behind the scenes before we get into the Belle Collective. I love Married to Medicine. Watch it every season, every show. Love it. I've tried my best to not bring that to the internet because I know y'all will want me to review it. but also like I want a guilty pleasure for myself. Like I just want one for myself. And I love Married to Medicine, and that's one of the shows that I would never review. I keep it to, it's something I keep close to my chest. I love it. Okay, and I don't care what none of y'all say. Doctor Heavenly is wrong. And she need and they needed to do what they did. But anyway, I say that to say, with this new season coming up and what's going on, I feel like I'm being marketed something that's not true. When I think of, and because I was raised Southern, when I think of Southern Bells, and y'all can put it in the comments and drag me, I didn't think the Southern Bells was the ones who was no shade, no shade, and maybe my history is wrong. I own 10 businesses, got 50 million streams, and I own the largest. I didn't think that those was the Southern Bells. I didn't. So now I feel like I'm watching a whole nother show. And I don't like it. I don't like it. But y'all, let's get into it. I don't like the way that the new intro was started. I, I'm here for the Belle Collective. It's about Southern Bells. Why we got husbands in the intro? Yeah, I promise I'm going to get to like good parts of the show, but right now I'm giving y'all my disdain. Why is the husbands in the intro when it's about the Southern Bells? Like this is not Love and Marriage Jacksonville. Jackson. This is Belle Collective. The new theme doesn't fit. The new branding doesn't fit. It was giving me Basketball Wives. Carlos, I think y'all ruining our show bit by bit. And I gotta say, I have to be honest. I don't like the way that the branding is going for it. So we start off with Latrice. What's up, Alicia? What's up, Haru? Thank you, Haru. What's up, Alicia? What's up, Layla? She said Married to Medicine is truly underrated. I wish more people tune in. It is, but Bravo treated like a stepchild. So first we get to Latrice. Latrice, she the girl who does the bubblegum bundles. The bubblegum bundle business has been booming. She said that everybody's buying their hair out of bubblegum machines. You put the quarter in and you get Indian Randy. Everybody loves it. She's doing so great. She also says that she got her boobs done. Now she's really excited about it. She was also featured in Forbes for her bubblegum bundles. She's just really excited. Was I the only one who noticed that she said, just cook a little breakfast, Like, where the rest of the letters go? I just want to know where the rest of the letters went. She said, yeah, I'm cooking Zay a little breakfast, just a little bit breakfast. I ain't cooking bread in a long time, just a little breakfast. I was thinking, where the rest of the letters go? So then you got Melody on the phone. Now, if y'all remember season 1, Melody is not one that Cliff Zaddy likes. Okay, you'll be spending too much time where he be tracking a lady phone or whatever. That's her publicist / friend. But they're planning their high tea ceremony. Zaddy comes in. They're talking. He's trying to tell her, it's been a long time. You must want something since you're cooking breakfast. And then he says, Amber, your mama cooking something. This woman also comes into the kitchen. Then you got Latrice trying to serve her. She was like, well, Amber is the youngest of his kids. Was it just me? But she was like, of course they don't live here. They live in another state. What do you mean, of course? Like, what standard is that? Of course they live in another state. Why was that an of course? Like, I would never have thought that. I would have thought that you that they lived in the area, but they didn't live with you. But let me leave it alone. So then after that, she was saying how Amber and her the siblings is close to her age. So they're more like friends, not like the mother relationship, like that she wants. Yes, she doesn't want to have a baby. Cliff was like, when we gonna have a child? And she was like, I don't know. Cliff said, what, man, I shouldn't have built a house this big had I known that you was gonna keep your womb on lock. All right, hold on, y'all, because let's get out of hand. Had I known you was gonna keep your womb, locked down like that, I would have never have built a house this big. So she doesn't think she wants to have a baby. He know he wants to have a baby. He has a lot of babies. He don't got a baby by her. Then we get to Letitia. And y'all, I'm sorry, but the scams continue. It was already questionable to me that she was charging people lots of money for that damn brunch. It was already questionable. It was already questionable. What's the best way to say this? Now she has Letitia Pierce Price, whatever enterprises. To me, it just looks like a place where you could stage offices. It looks like a place where you could say, this is what your office could look like if you let us decorate it. None of that stuff looked like business was going on in there. From the chairs to the desk, none of it looked like actual business was happening in there. And I don't know if it was just Chauncey rent office space person. To be honest, Aquarius goddess, like I was looking at this whole thing like, okay, okay, what is? And then when she talked about Letitia Pierce or Price or whatever enterprise, and she was like, I've been doing meditation, going to the gym, eating better. Girl, I thought we was talking about the business. What about the business? I've done so well for myself, renting out an Airbnb and changing it to like, what are you trying to showcase to us? It looks like Fair Street has nothing to do with the Belle Collective anymore. This is why I'm upset, because I love the cause. Like, to be honest, when the show started, I loved, and I was hoping that Carlos, the King, would take more Black African American, predominantly African American cities and utilize this as a, because I wanted to even donate to whatever they were gonna do for Fair Street. I would have given money, like, because I was like, yo, we need to get Black Meccas back in these cities. Like, we need to make sure that our people have what we need. I was hoping that he was going to now create a series where in these littles, that was rude, in these communities or pockets or communities of that have high disparities, that someone in that group was going to try to revitalize the community, create or generate revenue, and make the city what it was before white people. And now it seems like all of that's just a wash. And I loved everything about her. Okay, let me hold on, y'all. I'm just gonna quiet this real quick. All right. I loved everything about everything that Latrice was doing. Everything Letitia was doing. But now it's feeling like that's not even important. And I don't like that. What I loved about the Belle Collective is the cause of what they were fighting for and doing differently. I felt like this was about to be them coming together to create a new tactic to get Fair Street. I feel like they don't even give a fuck about Fair Street no more. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I don't know who watched the show. Do y'all get what I'm saying though? Like, I feel like the cause or the creation of Belle Collective is not what it is now. And a part of me is frustrated about that. As someone who is very pro black, loves our community, wants to see us do well, revitalize the community, I hate to see the fact that now it's we don't care about none of that. Like y'all can have drama in the midst of trying to regain power in your communities. And it I don't know. And maybe it's just me from the audience who feels this way, but y'all, I'm frustrated. And if I could tell Carlos anything, it would be I don't like the removal of their cause. Like I felt like this show was different because of the cause. And I don't care what nobody else was gonna do. I was willing to give my own money to whatever was going on in Fair Street. Like if we could revitalize that community, think about all of the communities that could be revitalized that were black meccas, had black wealth, black power. Like, yo, this is just one of the many we can like really do. And I was excited about this show because of what they were trying to do in her grandfather's name and all that. And I'm disappointed that now that's like not even important. It really bothers me. Just simply say, "Oh, oh yes." Gail said the street is on the historic site and makes it hard to renovate. They wanted to make changes. It was not approved, which is true. Which is why I thought that season 2 was going to be about another tactic. Like, yes, y'all know I work in politics, the government. You can own, retain, and revitalize historic buildings, properties, and areas. Like you can. Like that's just a fact. You can. You can. Now, what it takes to get in there and own it and put it up to code and all of that, that's different. But you can do it. So what I felt like this season was going to be is that them creating a new strategy to get Fair Street. Now I'm realizing they didn't really give a fuck about Fair Street. We need that more than anything. Some people get famous and forget the call. And that's what I'm feeling. And it's bothering me. I'll be about that. No, it's all right, y'all. Those were the dings, y'all, Dana. So what's up, Celia? So now she got this staged office. Her mother's now staying with her. She's separated. No, she's staying with her mother now. She's separated from Glenn because there's a baby out there. She says that when he reproposed on the last episode that he was still talking to some other girl. But he comes to get the children. So she's at the mom's house. This was actually a hard scene to watch for several reasons. One, she was trying to keep up this hard exterior, like, but be yourself. And then Glenn comes to the house. He comes to get Glenn, and he's like, "I can't believe we doing this." And she's like, "Doing what?" She's really trying to keep it together. Talk about waiting to exhale. She was really keeping it together. He's gonna have so much fun with you. I hope y'all have fun. Da, da, da. And then as soon as that man, when Joshua came up to her before they left to give her a hug, did y'all see that little boy's face? Y'all, the dynamic between your parents affects the child. And I feel like this scene with Josh truly shows that what you're doing, whether it's putting your dick in everybody in the city or trying to figure out if you're gonna be separated, it affects the child. That first season, y'all remember Josh? Daddy, you couldn't stop that boy from smiling. Now here we are, season 2. He looked like the most depressed baby I ever seen. He was 6 years old, depressed. That little boy was sad. And she's like, "You excited to go to your daddy?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "You okay?" Mm-hmm. No. And while y'all going through your stuff, y'all need to put him in therapy or some type of counseling. Y'all are affecting this child's mental health. Either way, they both pack up their stuff and leave. And then Letitia starts crying. "I'm just so happy, girl." Yeah, I guess. Good morning. Good morning. So then after that, you get to my favorite girl, Marie. Okay. Marie wants us to know first and foremost, she not a lesbian. Okay. So for all y'all who been calling her a lesbian, stop calling her a lesbian. She not a lesbian. She says she not a lesbian. Stop calling her a lesbian. Her and Essie's just really good friends. If she put her face down there from time to time, fine. But she like D. So stop calling Marie a lesbian. We want to start with that. Marie has learned another way to scam, and she is now opened up a opioid treatment center, a opiate treatment center. And my thing is, she said I have several certifications and licenses. Girl, and wait, and y'all know she's my favorite character of the show. But girl, and what? But so then she goes down this rabbit hole of she don't like Essie, she loves the D. And speaking of D, we get to her ex Cedric, okay? Somebody else who loves the D allegedly, from my in my opinion, okay? They not together anymore. So now she's a single woman doing it on her own. While all of that's going on, she divorced her alleged gay husband, and she also has opened up other treatment centers and is not getting her clit licked by Essie. Her mother has now come to live with her. So she has a lot that's going on in her life. This is the part I could not handle, and it was them talking about um Zane's mother. So apparently someone drove by and shot up Zane's mother, her grandchild's mother's car. And everybody was killed in the car. I felt like I heard about this on the news. But everybody was hit and killed, and the only person who was not hit was that baby. And I don't know how y'all felt about it when y'all was watching it, but I cried. Because one, that type of hatred and just it's sad. It's very sad. But then also this child is in the can you imagine like what this child had to see? Like they said over 30 bullets in this car. Like can you imagine him sitting in that car seat and like all of this like oh oh god. Can you imagine what that child had to see as bullets sprayed through the car? And he's a little like he's like ah. And then I thought to myself, like, he about to be raised by Jerez. This too much. It's too much. And I immediately started thinking about the child's trajectory because I was like, if Jerez don't know if he want to play basketball or slang D. And now we got to see here, and the baby got to go to him. And yeah, I'm not a mother, so mothers put it in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. Because Marie said, now it's my responsibility to take care of Zane because I take care of Jerez. When I felt like in the first season we had already alone, she's doing everything for him. She is the daddy. Now she got to be the mother and the daddy to her own kids and the mother and the daddy to Jerez's kids. When do you say this? I can't. And I'm not saying I want the child in foster care or nothing like that, but this too much. Jerez coming up, it's hard to look at my son and tell him he's gonna be without a mother, girl, and he's barely with the father the way you treat him. So he said he's gonna step up to the plate. We'll see. Then we get to Tambra. Y'all, no shade. I ain't gonna hold you. Why she here? When season 1 ended, the people earliest I thought was gonna go was that dentist and Tambra. I was like, oh yeah, okay, y'all could go very easily. The girl who divorced her white husband and was trying to date, she could go, and then the lady who was trying to get sperm, she could go. Those was the two people I was like, immediately, we don't need y'all. Like, y'all could go. Apparently, she's back. Okay, and I don't know if it's just me, but nothing's changed. She is still the number one show. She did the number one show, and now she's selling skin tea, I guess. Whatever. Um, so it's so unimportant that we get two glimpses of what's going on with her, and then we go back to Letitia. She's having some lady with bad skin meet her at her enterprises. And the girl, her name is Tasia. She comes in, you're looking great. How's the table? How's everything going? She's like, I'm doing good. She's like, I'm, something's going on. I'm inviting Timbra. Oh, your fake friend. Why is she? If I, what in the love and hip hop is this? Because this was the most, the most contrived scene. Everything was a script. What you mean? What's your problem with her? Is there something I need to know? Like everything just seemed fake. Well, you need to ask her if there's something she needs to know about me. Well, what does she need to know about you? Well, you know him as a different name. Yo, and I don't care what nobody said. You could know him as a different name, sure, whatever. Have you ever seen the man face? You know Greedy when you see Greedy. Why you acting like, oh my God, that's Greedy? Girl, y'all must not really be friends. Because if this lady is talking to you about somebody who she been intimate with and all this that's going on with them, and you like, yeah, great, that's great. That's great. Girl, his face don't change, whether or not the name does. So then on the flip side, you get Tambra. She's out here faking storylines too. She's going to her same gynecologist or whatever they are, for fertility specialist, and he's telling her we able to get the sperm and the semen and just keep doing what you're doing because I can only imagine what it's like. And she had the nerve. Think about how much y'all know how much money it costs to go to a fertility specialist and all of that stuff. She's looking this man in the eye and was like, "Oh, we never had unprotected sex." She's never even tried. From what I'm hearing, and I feel like what that doctor heard. Y'all done came into my office asking if I could put y'all sperm and eggs together, and y'all haven't even tried to do it yourselves. Like I could see if it's a situation where we've tried, nothing's working, it's failing. We tried his sperm count, we looked at my da da da. Was it just me, or did it look like she was like, "Oh no, we never tried to naturally have a baby"? Because Erica Fashion, she said, "Well, I feel like unprotected sex is bounds for a baby." Girl, isn't this what you're going for? Like, what are we doing here? And how much money are you spending on this fertility specialist? And you haven't even tried to conceive naturally. Okay. Anyway, she got fibroids. They said they was gonna remove 4. They removed over 30 something fibroids. He wants to be with her. They about to do something with her sperm. Moving on. We get to Latricia's high tea. Melanie's late. They're preparing for the thing. We are introduced to So Gucci. I don't know who So Gucci is, but I know her husband. Because when you know DD4L, when you know the dancing dolls, okay, if you know anything about the dancing dolls, you know Selena with the twins, that is her husband, well, her baby daddy. And he was so much fun on Bring It. He was really fun. Sanjay and Sky and what's the other girl's name? Y'all put it in the comments. I know y'all watch the show. Sanjay, Sky. Oh, what's Selena's oldest daughter's name? Sanjay, Sky. Oh, what's the other one? It has to start with an S because clearly there's a thing here. What's the older daughter's name? She was in a Dancing Dolls. Star. Okay, Sanjay Sky Star. Sanjay Sky Star. Okay, so Sanjay was the oldest one. Sky and Star were the twins. He was their daddy. So as soon as I saw him, I said, I know this man from somewhere. Like I was immediately taken aback. He's so funny, this and that. And I looked at him, I said, I know that man from somewhere. And when I say it took me back, I said, okay, I don't know a lot of men who look like that in real life, so it has to be on TV. What TV show could this have been? He's funny, this and that. And I immediately thought of Sanjay. And I was like, oh, that's that lady, that's her daddy, which means that he was dating Selena, which means that all of that. So he's a little fame whore. Anyway, everybody else showing up. They said they're giving out green tea. Clearly, it's not. Maybe it's tequila. Everybody sits down. Marie's not there. Latrice feels some type of way because she said that I was accusing her of fraud, and it's like, but you kind of were. So they're not inviting her, and what I will say is that because of, and this is why I feel like I'm gonna fall out. Y'all may not get a lot of reviews. The essence of the show is leaving, sir. Letitia had this women's brunch, and it was for women empowerment. We brought women together. I don't understand why that's not the culmination or the beginning of this season again. Whatever. We also had a cause of Fair Street, bringing Fair Street together, trying to make sure that we revitalize the community. We're not bringing that in. Marie's grandson's mother was just shot up like Cleo once set it off. And y'all still think this is the time to be like, she's not invited. Like, where's the empathy? Where's the humanity? Where's the decency? Like, and nobody's trying to feel. No one's. And I heard about that in DC. I know that was big news in Jackson. You having this event, knowing that this lady has gone through such a traumatic situation and probably has so much to bear, and you still find time to be nasty. Anyway, Tambra starts to talk, and she loves Damon, and she understands what's going on. And y'all, did y'all hear Latrice really shading Tambra? Y'all have had protected sex for 50 years. It's been 70 years. Y'all haven't. Girl, you don't need to age me. But she said, yeah. And Letitia, she's just bitter. If he'll put his dick in you or put it in anyone, she's just mad. So then the final scene, we get Letitia. She's talking to Marie. Then Glenn comes up. He comes up with flowers. He said he wants to talk. He's so excited about what the business looked like, even though it just looked like a storefront. And she said, are you really excited? Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, he's really proud. And she said, okay, I'm just making sure. Why? Is it because of the self-care, self-love? Yeah, it's the black community. We get it. But he's like, he be concerned about her and this and that. She's saying she could do whatever she wants to do, and he needs his wife back at home, and she letting him know you're not capable of being a husband. Yo, this how over their story I am, because I thought you had a better. I understand you fighting for your marriage, but I thought you had more going on than this. And now I'm looking at you whining over, is the baby, is it your baby? Is it yours or not? You was texting the whole woman after you proposed to me. This woman she brought the women together for a cause and was fighting for like a group of underrepresented people. And here, not that you can't be. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Yo, that was the episode. It looked like it's gonna be a good season, I guess. To be honest, though, I'm gonna say this: it looked like everything happened in one episode. It looked like whatever that dinner that they had, or everybody was sitting at the table, it looks like everything gets popped off there, and then we're done. I don't know the other girls. I'm not interested. I'm upset that their cause is gone. I don't understand why they're even collecting anymore. What is the Bell Collective? What are they collectively doing? I don't understand anymore. I'm done with that. I don't want to hear about that lady marrying that man that's 30 years older than her, and then thought she wasn't gonna have to have any children. I don't care. What happened to the philanthropy? What happened to the philanthropy? I love this show, and I separated it from the rest, even with all of the mess, because of the philanthropy. What happened to the philanthropy? What happened to revitalizing Fair Street, giving money back into the black people's pockets, or getting ownership of something that's so monumental? What happened to the? She said, "What happened to the dentist in her?" Who cares? No one cares about what happened to that dentist and that slave master. What happened to the philanthropy? Where did the cause or the creation of the Bell Collective go? We it's only season 2. We moved so far away from it. It started with y'all hoes going out, jerking as church mothers, sipping tea and talking about women empowerment, and then collectively trying to raise money in a man's world and gain power on the street. Now it seems like one lady's begging for a man, the other one's begging for the man's sperm, the other one's trying to forget herself to try to have a baby. One is what happened to this show? Carlos, I'm gonna keep writing the show out until as long as I can write this show out. But what I loved about this show is what made it different. And if they're not revitalizing the community, if they're not trying to this show, and now you got the husbands on there too. But I thought this was about Southern Bells. You got the husbands on there too. This is another Love and Marriage, and then just call this Love and Marriage Jackson or Love and Marriage Mississippi. I don't want to see this. I don't. And I feel very strongly about it, because what I loved about the show, even in the midst of their drama, because friends fight in the midst of trying to do something great. Y'all removed what I loved about this show, which made it different from other shows. Now that part is like gone. And these girls not that interesting for me to act like I'm about to still stay interested. I don't care. So you need to do something, Carlos, and you need to do something quick, because I'm not gonna sit here and watch the rest of this. If they don't have a true cause that they're coming together, if the Bells are not collectively doing anything, then you could count me out. Because now I feel like I've been bamboozled and I'm upset about it. And I know this is probably like one of the more down reviews, but I'm mad because I felt like this show was something that was different. It brought a new essence to reality television, and it was something that black people could get behind. I was even thinking, like, at the end of the episode, if you want to donate to, like, there's so much that we could have done to our community, and it was still entertaining. As they were trying to get that building, drama was going on. Like, it was still entertaining. Now, y'all removed all of that, and we're just getting another Love and Marriage in Mississippi. It's more the same. I don't know. If y'all watched the episode, tell me what y'all felt about the episode. What's going on with the episode? How y'all feel? Who's your favorite character? Y'all like So Gucci? Y'all think she's gonna be great? Do y'all feel like they've removed the essence of what the show? Like, y'all tell me how y'all feel, because I don't want to impress my opinions on y'all, but what I was getting before is not what I have now, and I don't know how I feel about that. And knowing the way that Southern Bells are, and this is called the Bell Collective, and that lady, her grandchild's mother was like shot up, and her car was riddled in bullets, and there's no women like coming around her to say, yo, it takes a village and we got you. Like, you don't even have to like her to be like, yo, there's humanity. Like, this show is not what it was the first season. And I don't know how much I could stand by it. I want to see what JJ will bring for our tournament. I mean, we're going to give it to them. But if I don't hear enough about what the new plan is with Fair Street, I'm gonna say this: if we don't do another brunch, and we don't collectively talk about how these boss women doing it around the city, about to bring our money together. If I don't see how y'all about to now collectively do something uplifting for the community, I'm tapping out. Because this is what I loved about this show. It is different from the other show. Y'all was talking about slave owners and the background. There was so much history and so much that went on in this first season. And now y'all becoming basketball wives. I could watch Zeus for this. If I want to know who's trying to fight for their marriage, who doesn't want to have a baby, who's sleeping with who, I could watch Zeus. Carlos, you had something that like really brought me in, and you flipped it into something that I already got those shows. Y'all, if y'all want to know more about me and everything else I have going on, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter, BusyBlu, no space, no E. You can also find me on Twitch, BusyBlu, which is definitely streaming right now. I'm about to go get busy, and you guys stay busy. Until next time. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, BusyBlu, and we are back.
Get busy in here, Yeah, my squad run deep. Yeah, we really in here. I swear.